Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be benchmarking Diablo 4 Beta with the RTX 4090 and the AMD Ryzen 9 7950X 3D. I'm going to show you two different runs. The first one is going to be with the 7950X 3D with the full CPU being utilized, so both the non-Vcache and the Vcache CCD will be utilized, and see if you notice if it stutters less with that enabled. And then I'm gonna do it with just the Vcache prioritized and notice how much it stutters with that. But let's go take a look at the settings we're going to be using. So whoops, so it's full screen, of course, 4090 1440p. For the most part it's maxed out, no DLSS enabled, and no low FX. This current run right here is including the non-Vcache and Vcache CCDs. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet for a while, just let you watch the gameplay. And just keep an eye on this frame time graph to see if there's any stutters or anything. Okay, I think that's enough to demonstrate how it performs. As you notice, there was barely any spikes in the frame time graph, so it's pretty smooth, so very little stutter. And then something else to take note of is the temperature of the CPU. You see how it's mostly in the 50s right now that I'm utilizing the full CPU. Take a look at it when I have it just prioritizing the Vcache CCD. Anyway, I'm gonna make a cut and be back when I'm on that CCD. Alright, and we're back. So now I have it where it's prioritizing the Vcache CCD, and I do that through game bar. We can click the option that says remember that this is a game. So currently, since this is still pretty new, game bar doesn't recognize it as a game, so it doesn't automatically force it to the Vcache. So let's just take a look at the settings. It's going to be the same exact settings, so it's going to be full screen, 4090, 1440p, no DLSS. Everything's at max settings with the exception of low FX. Now I said make note of the CPU temps already. With the Vcache, the CPU temps are in the 70s as opposed to the 50s earlier when it was just the full CPU being utilized, including the non-Vcache CCD. Anyway, let's try to take the same path and then also make note of all the stuttering, the lag spikes in the frame time graph. Alright, I'm going to be quiet for a little while and just play.
Out of mana once again. I need time to prepare that.
Okay, I think that's a good enough run to showcase the performance. As I noted before, the stuttering on the Vcache prioritize run was a lot more noticeable in gameplay and kind of took you out of the gameplay experience for me in particular. The temperatures have dropped a little bit because they were in the 70s for the CPU, but they're in the 60s. Meanwhile, on the non-V cache CCD, the temperatures were ranging in the mid 50s to sometimes the high 50s, like 58. Alright, so a few things to note about this game. It's a very good looking game. I'll give it that. The environment is incredible. However, the requirements can be kind of insane. So if you look at the RivaTuner statistics up there in the top left, you'll see where I have says VRAM usage and VRAM requested. So request is how much the game is asking to set aside for itself. And then the usage is how much it's actually using. It's using 19 gigs of my 24 gigabytes available on my 4090. That's absolutely insane. And to make matters worse, the system RAM, the request amount of RAM from the system is about 16.8 gigs, and it's utilizing 9 gigs right now. That is insane. But on the flip side, performance is really good. The game looks good, so it needs some optimizations, yes, but for the most part I am satisfied. Just that VRAM and system RAM usage has to go down, because that is absolutely crazy. But anyway, that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Take care.